I have done it. I have applied for the Epic Mega Grant. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Please hold the applause. What do you mean it's no big deal and everyone can apply? It's very easy. That can't be right. Yeah, that actually is it. It is very easy to apply, and I just want to go over my application and the trailer that I ended up making for my game when it is currently in prototype stage, really. It's not really gone into production. It is still kind of being figured out in a lot of sense, but I need to make a video, and from what I can tell, a trailer is what they want for a game. I saw one game that got it, did a trailer, so that's why I want a trailer, but I don't know if that's the right thing. The point is, I'm gonna slightly try to demystify some of the stuff that I kind of went through and show you guys my first version of the trailer and then the final version of the trailer, which was actually very different. But if you guys don't know, Epic Mega Grants is a program that invests in promising new projects from our community as they push real-time 3D development to new heights. Wow, that is very specific, isn't it? It's just so specific. Not really. Basically, if you're using Unreal primarily, although I believe they give it to outside of Unreal use as well, like UEFN, Unreal, right? If you're just helping the industry or helping show them off, showing Unreal off, giving back to the community, right? Basically, you can go ahead and get yourself a grant that, from my understanding, you do not need to pay back, and they don't take any kind of rights to your game. So effectively, they're just giving you money because it kind of benefits them, I believe, right? Either gives back to the community somehow, or it's just something they want to like support because it's going to look good. I don't know the little intricacies of it, right? It's all a secret of how really they choose one or the other, but nevertheless. It says with some extraordinary projects, you can get up to 150,000. From what I have seen, the most common one is under 50,000, not 75 from what I've been hearing. So in my case, I was asking for under 50, and I'll get into that shortly. I'll go over kind of the stuff that I asked for if you guys are curious. So that way, if I end up making a follow-up video of me getting it, you at least have this one in reference of like, what did I actually ask and request that you can use as a reference. By the way, you go ahead and basically just up top here, make sure it is during one of the submission windows, which currently is. We still have a month roughly to go. So if you're thinking of possibly applying, you still have a lot of time to get into the submission window. And I probably shouldn't be saying that because that's more competition, I think, for me. But I still think you should apply because I don't think about me. I don't matter. Go apply. It's very easy to do. But basically, just hit apply now. It will log you in and you'll be on this page here. Where you fill out a bunch of questions. Who are you applying for? How did you hear about it? Like your team size, your personal information, your project information. Some things that are required is a project media link. And the only thing it tells you in this is that it needs to be YouTube, Google Drive, Dropbox, right? It just needs to be basically a video. And you provide the link and then that's it. Doesn't tell you anything else about what it needs to be, how long it should be, what you should show, or anything, because it also depends on if you're making a game or a product, probably. And I have no idea how the things for the products work. Look, there's so little information about any of this that the main purpose of this video is just to put something out into the world that people can reference for some minuscule of information, I'm hoping, because it is so hard to find. But basically, this is kind of the basic stuff. Down here is all the write-ups. So the main question here is your project open source and or does it give back to the 3D community? In my case, I selected my project gives back to the 3D community because I make tutorials from it. It's all live streamed. Fun fact here, by the way, in this please explain section, it has a max character limit. You know how here it says project elevator pitch, max 225 characters? Yeah, it doesn't say that here. It just says please explain. Max limit 450 characters. I found that out when I tried to paste in my write-up. Mine was much longer than that, and I had to shorten down to 450 characters. So keep that in mind. I would recommend writing your stuff somewhere else, formatting it, getting it ready, and then kind of when you're ready, you just copy, right? You put it all in. At least that's what I did. But basically, you just fill everything out, put in your project details, explain the unique features, write up your, as it's called, high-level budget right here. High-level budget basically is, I need this much for a character artist. I need this much for concept art. I need this much, right? It's just the general overhead pricing versus like, okay, the character's clothes will cost this much, the character's animation will cost this much. Now you'll just be like, okay, the character needs this much, right? It's just the overarching one. You got to break it down, you write it all out, and fill it out. For my game, I ended up asking for $15,000 for all of the card art and UI work that I need to do. Because my game is primarily like a deck building card game where you have a lot of unique art for every single card power up. That's going to all need a lot of different pieces of artwork done. So it should be around there by my estimate of how much I need for that. I also asked for $8,000 for music. So for sound, music, or like effects, sound effects, stuff like that. And I believe it was $7,000 that I asked for a concept artist. So altogether it was $30,000. $30,000 after tax. $46,000, I believe, $200 or so before tax. Because keep in mind that if you do get it, from what I've seen, you're getting it as effectively income, so you'll be taxed on it. So if you're expecting, let's say, you need $10,000, right? That's how much it will cost you to do whatever you need to do. Then you want to probably ask for what, 13, 14,000, depending on your tax bracket, right? Whatever it'll roughly be. You should ask for that amount, because that way, when you actually end up paying taxes on it, you'll be left with the amount you needed. So in my case, I specified I needed 30,000 after tax, and I think I specified 46,200, I believe it was, before tax. I think accounting for roughly a 35% tax bracket. I don't know how accurate it is, but I just gave those numbers. So in the end, for me, it was the 25 to 50,000 range, and you can see here, you don't ever specify the full dollar amount. I just specified it all in here, the breakdowns, and basically, right, you just fill everything in and hit submit. So this is relatively simple here. I did write up all of the stuff on stream, so you can watch the VODs if you're interested in finding them. I think they're even titled with Epic Mega Grants in the titles, so if you wanted to search. But if I end up getting it, I'll also just show you guys what the write-ups are so you can take a look, so I can use it for reference. We won't know for about 4 months, so gotta have to wait for that. But let's go ahead and talk about the Project Media Link. What did I do? Well, the first trailer I did wasn't great. I didn't love it. I had some ideas, but the execution wasn't good. In fact, here, take a look, and you can understand why. So one thing you might have noticed as soon as you were launching it and things were progressing is text was popping up, and you probably were either looking at the text or looking at the screen. I never liked the text, but I couldn't figure out a way of setting it up to actually explain it all without the text at the time. Because you can put in actual audio dialogue and explain it that way, but something you have to keep in mind is some people will not be watching it with dialogue, so you would need to do captions. If you're going in as far as giving captions, I felt like at that point, then we might as well just do like title text type stuff. And so that's what I went with. I didn't love it. I asked for some feedback, and a buddy of mine was like, you should make it into a story. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I tried that, but that didn't really work out very well. And he's like, well, what if you, get a power up, then activate power up, show the power up being used, and show you dying, and then repeat, and then basically show progression that way. And I was like, that is such a good idea. I will redo the whole thing from the ground up. And that's pretty much what I did. I redid the entire thing from the ground up with that kind of premise because I liked it that much. So with that, here's the new trailer. There you go. Considerably better, I think. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not. There's things in it that I would love to be different. But you gotta keep in mind that this is a prototype stage game. It is not even ready for a early access release yet. There's so many things that are not finished on it. A lot of things are stand-ins, just in general. It's not ready, right? It's not ready for Steam, it's not ready for trailer, but it needs to have something, right, to show where it currently is. Because you can't submit a prototype for the application. But that's the trailer I'm using. And once I am closer to actually creating the kind of the early access version that I will eventually put on Steam, I'll obviously make a new trailer with all the new stuff. And one thing to note here, though, is for this trailer, a lot of the sound effects were just in the trailer. They didn't actually exist inside of the actual game. Because, again, it's a trailer, you can make it fake, but, make it appealing. So I actually did the trailer sound effects first, and then I took some of those sound effects and put them in the actual game because I liked them in the trailer. Hey, whatever works. But basically, I just then package everything up, fill everything out, attach the actual file and everything I need to, or I guess not attach, send the link to the file or whatever I need to, and send it on its merry way. So now we wait 4 months. December 4th, right? Submissions are still open till September 4th. The review period is still December 4th, and notices are December 7th to 11th. So we have, honestly, at this point, like 4.5-ish months closer to than 4. So this is when we will potentially find out. If I end up getting it, I'll definitely make a fall video. And if I don't end up getting it, I might still do that if people are interested, but there's not going to be much to cover in that regard. So hopefully this helps somebody out. I don't know how helpful it is. At least maybe you'll see, like, okay, this person did this kind of trailer, build off of that kind of an idea. I don't know. Look, I'm trying to help. How helpful it is, I couldn't tell you. But nevertheless, it's thanks to all the support here that I'm even in this position to begin with. And I want to give a big thank you to the Patreon supporters that have supported me so far. It really means a lot. It's thanks to the funding on Patreon that I was even able to get to this point. It may not be much, but it all adds up over time. So thank you guys so much. If you're interested, you can join the community down in the description below if you'd like. All the links are there. If you're curious actually what the game is and to see more of the devlogs, I recommend checking out this video here. That'll give you a little more of a breakdown of what the game is that I actually submitted. I know you're curious.